Yes, welcome to the last keeping the ball on the ground. Well, domestic last keeping the ball on the ground.
Yes,
Except for next week.
Except for next week. How you doing? All right.
Cold, innit? Very cold.
Very
isn't it?
cold, but you're looking fucking tremendous again. Proud of you, man.
Mine didn't come.
I know. Why do you think it is?
Don't know.
They've been too iconic what you were going to wear, wasn't it?
Aye. So keep that for one of the shows.
Right, this week podcast once again brought to you by tremendous guys at Pretty Green. They've got a collab launching this week, as you can see with
Unbelievable.
Old Umbro.
She's electric. She's got a family full of eccentrics. She done things I never expected, and I need more time. Thursday, 27th of May, they're launching their collaboration with Umbro, and here's a sneak preview of some of the items from the range. Anybody want to stand up and gaze at Andy? It's Umbro guys, on you go, Kevin. This is the cream version.
He loves it now, doesn't he?
It's the cream
Cream
version.
top to match a team cream teeth. Oh, look at that, he's acting.
Not a fucking prop guy. Teeth joke, you clown.
How's that teeth joke? That was a different teeth joke I've got here. Is your teeth in the security for SWG3? they've got their high-vis jackets on.
I don't know what my fringe is already at the stage. How windy is it here?
Get involved this week for free next day delivery. Offer still standing with promo code OpenGoal. Full details and link can be found in the description box below the video on YouTube.
Superb, mate.
So I talk about it.
Let's talk about it then. Look at
Wow,
it.
this is where we're going to date, lads. Andy,
This is where
stand
we're
up and
gonna
see it
make a
all.
cunt of it.
Stand up and see it all.
You stand up.
Take it on. Take it in, Paul.
Okay, look, where's the walkout going to be?
Over that way.
Wow.
Tremendous, isn't it?
Think of the crowd cheering.
How many tickets are? 500 a show, is it?
Wow, mate. What are you going to commit
Are you
to?
alright with this? By the
I'm feeling a wee bit. I'm feeling a bit anxious now that I see it.
Do you?
It's some size, eh?
No, bigger the better, big man.
I know, like, don't get it wrong. See if we get, see Scotland turn up, man. How good's this place going to be?
Scotland, England, imagine that.
Imagine Scotland go through.
With the kilt on, we'll show our kilts with brave fun, get our arses out.
Have you got the hang for a kilt?
No.
No.
Do you wear
Imagine that
pants
got
for a
shown.
Sit back down.
There's still tickets available for some games. It's a couple of the random games that are still, the tickets are still available.
Big games, though, mate.
Massive.
Oh, big games.
It's not, listen, as long as we're there, that's what makes it.
It's going to be amazing.
Have you got the outfits all looked out for it?
Each nation that come, I'm going to
Different theme?
different theme for that.
So one half in one country and then a different theme in the second half for the other one that they're playing against?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Actually, well, we're going to do, and also what we spoke about, Si, was somebody's going to come for the stage, Andy, up and challenge me with all the crowd.
Challenge you at what?
Well, whatever we decide.
Scalping arses.
Arsey, skeleton. Nobody will
Red
beat
arse.
that.
Is your dad coming?
Aye.
Is
No,
he? To any of the shows?
none of the Slains are invited.
How come?
Just manky.
They're just down the road. There's 2 minutes down the road,
I'll
aren't
get
they?
them up. We'll all get there, innit? We went to family field, didn't we? We went to family field later.
Yeah. But you said they were unsupportive of you. Is that why you're not invited?
Don't support me with what I do. Don't agree with some of the stuff I come out with. Bad that, innit?
It's not great. What are you going to wear for Croatia Day?
Is a joke here?
No, you said that you were dressing up as whatever nation.
Red and white checks, these faces already.
Did you two fucking plan that? Did you two plan that?
Kev, is the missus coming to keep her? Is she?
She's coming dressed as...
Neville Southall.
Aye. I'm fucking panicking here. I can see this chair. I can feel my arse going right through it.
I'll pick you up half a grand.
Well, like you always do.
I always do, mate.
What about Jilly? Is she going to come?
Aye, she's going to come, man.
Is she?
Aye, she actually said, she's like, make sure you let us know one of the days that you're definitely going to be doing it, and I'll come with the pals. So
Put a word in for it, bro.
it might be some of the pals you've
I've probably been with him.
We need to say before we go into the football, Josh Taylor. Undisputed champion, wow.
Unbelievable.
Can I talk about a
Punch
negative?
fuck at him as well, didn't he?
I battered him. Can I say it? But embarrassing for Sky Sports and BT that it wasn't on in Britain to show anybody. Pathetic. He's the best, undisputed, Simon, best in the whole wide world.
Yes.
One of the greatest achievements ever, and Britain don't show it. And the muck they put on box office, it stink the fucking joint out. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But these
Put 2 guys out of booze are fighting on box office.
YouTube stars not on it,
Aye.
and you've got one of the greatest ever for this country. But listen, they'll come crawling to him now. My God, what a fight it was! It was
Mate,
unbelievable.
It's only 14 or 18 professional fights.
18 now.
18, and he's undisputed.
I spoke to him.
That's incredible.
I spoke to him, and he said he's going to come to one of the shows.
Did he?
Aye, England, Scotland.
His dad's good. His dad's a sportsman as well, isn't he?
Phil.
Phil
He used to say back to darts, didn't he?
Aye,
These days, the darts is went downhill, innit?
Did you stay up? Did you watch it?
I never know, but buzzing. I used to, mate, see, to be honest, I used to be obsessed with boxing. Used to watch it all the time. It
Like,
seems like
shows a wee
I
bit in.
started
Go gaze at me back.
You've got history with boxing, haven't you?
Oh,
No, dear fuck. Over the last 3-4 years though, I've fell away from it. But I fell away from it because how many times do we want to see the big fights and they never happen? But see, to be fair to Josh Taylor, you look at his last 5 fights, man.
Taking
Last
on big
5
boys,
fights,
innit?
only
What's he done?
What's he doing?
only one guy's lost once, and then he's straight away saying he wants to go and fight Terence Crawford.
But it's actually mad.
Him and Terence Crawford at Edinburgh Castle. That should be
Wow,
the next
it's actually
fight.
mad you just spoke at boxing.
Oh, yes!
Hey,
Get him on.
get a glove. You're getting sparkled in a minute.
You're getting sparkled in a minute.
What are these? Are these the kids' ones who Toys R Us?
Aye, we'll see
Do
in
we
a
need to
minute.
watch, do we need to watch for social distancing here?
Don't be silly.
Mate, I can't get my hand in here.
You'll get
Look at me.
seen the
It's
size of my
a
hand?
footwork I'm impressed
Aye,
with.
no bother.
You've got the movement and all.
Fucking hanging out of your arse in a minute when I dig you in it.
Punch or punch?
What, in heat?
No, you can punch me as hard as you can and I can punch you as hard as you can.
Why don't you do arm punches each?
No, why don't we do it
Go.
first
I
to the
did
gut?
arms, that's
No,
on, that's on.
Arm, you can punch my arm and go.
It's terrible! What the
Mate,
fuck
man,
is
it's not
that?
You've not taped
He's
up,
broke
you've
his
not taped
wrist.
Right,
Go on, Kev.
harder, go harder. Go.
Just a few jabs first.
Right, go.
Can I just say something? See if you're going to... Sorry.
Why
See,
are you bending
see if
your
you're
arm?
going, but see if you're going to do the haymaker with the right. Jab with the left, a cut.
Aye,
Then a jab...
southpaw, you're right. I've
No,
just
That's no southpaw.
That's not southpaw.
It
Jab
is.
with your left and go big on the right. Jab... Jab with the left.
do a jab there.
That's your leg. Get that on your right hand.
Aye, give me that one. I can put a left glove in your right hand.
Go on, Kev. Spark him, please.
No, I can't.
Don't hit my head.
People,
Give me
this
a
is
kiss,
what people, the people want
Go
to see
for the
this.
arm, Kevin. Belt
People
his
want
head.
to see this.
Just below the ribcage, mate.
I'll let you punch in there.
No, that's a watch for you to be playing.
I was joking.
Go on, Kev.
Right, ready?
Don't hold back.
Don't hit my head. Oh, that was disgusting. I've got pads in here and I'll get them at the end.
Right, okay.
Pads,
What kind of
Go,
pads?
steady, put them on.
I'll get pads, I'll get them on at the end. We'll leave them there later. Look.
Right,
Who drank one there?
I can't think my wrist is broke. Folded there, mate.
Mate, what are they though? What are they?
They're the Toys R Us.
George, mate, that's solid. Man.
There's not even any pad there. Don't worry, you bent your arm.
Josh Taylor's here. I'm the man who won the fight.
We're not doing an English podcast this week, so just a wee bit I wanted to ask you about before we go on to the weekend. Pep Guardiola was crying.
Pathetic.
It was embarrassing.
What's your thought? Is that crocodile tears? Is that for the camera?
No, you can tell he was genuinely, like, he was trying to fight them back for about 5 minutes, but why is he crying?
Strange.
Mate, he could have offered Aguero a new deal if he wanted.
I know.
Just let Aguero go and start to greet because of let him go. I don't get it, man.
Does the manager ever get it when you've left?
I'm happy, isn't it? Can't stand it.
Kev, what do you think of Guardiola?
I just think he must just play up to the cameras, I think. Like, you're crying about something that you're in control of.
Yeah,
It's just pathetic.
crazy, isn't it?
He's doing it, my
I don't know if you've seen this, but I've just wrote it down because I seen it this morning on the way in. Sammy Lee asked Bielsa to swap jackets.
He should.
Shut up. No,
He
you're
should be
But
put
they says to Bielsa during that exchange and he says no because Steve Bruce already asked me to swap boxers.
he didn't accept them because they were brand new. why does Bielsa watch games like this? If you know, why does he watch games
That
like
again, that's for show as well.
Aye.
That's for show.
Eye
man.
level of the grin, mate. Can I see it?
Sammy Lee though. Fuck
Sammy
me.
Lee.
Get him out of the club.
But mate, that jacket will be far too big for Sammy Lee. He's a midget, isn't
Must
he?
just sniff it or something. Pathetic loser.
Remember Arsene Wenger's old jacket?
Aye,
I still
big.
love that thing, that big long jacket. he
It
used
was
to
a
wear.
shocker, innit?
Remember we got
Shocker.
one of them in that shop that day?
Brendan Rodgers, fuck me.
What's
The
happened?
Champions League, man.
I know.
But to be fair, right, I know what you're saying, but I'm going to stick up for him.
Yeah?
He's not got the squad to get there. See, when his centre half goes off, he has to go and put
100%,
Ndidi back.
aye.
Because they were cruising the game with him
Aye.
at centre back and had to go and put Ndidi back there.
I'll tell you one,
You look at Chelsea and Liverpool's squad.
I'll tell you one thing, my shit about Thomas Tuchel could be coming right.
What?
Lost the FA Cup final. Shouldn't have been in the Champions League after that. So it might be coming true.
But he is in the Champions League.
I know, and he might win it next Saturday.
But you called it as well, you said Liverpool in the top
Liverpool
four.
in the top 4 and what else did I say? Last week?
What was it?
St Johnstone won the Scottish.
So you did.
Me and you kept it,
you,
mate?
aye.
It was only side, never said it.
No, you said
You said Hibs. I only meant Hibs to go two each side.
aye.
So
Always
did you
knew, always
fancy
knew
St
St Johnstone
Johnstone,
would do it.
Aye. You love Cam Davison, don't you?
Man, well, I think he's going to be a massive manager. There you go. I do.
Aye.
What about him after the game with his tap-off?
Brilliant.
You would
Unbelievable.
never expect that for him.
Banged his head right off the door.
So he did.
Love that. Innit? But good on him, but that's what... Do
What
you know
about
what?
Fergie copying him or not?
Pathetic. He actually embarrassed it. He let the whole thing down. He actually ruined Callum Davis' celebration.
But see, Callum Davidson, mate, you've seen the floor at Hampden, right? It's the wee Circles?
Aye.
Mate, his nipples must be bleeding this morning, man.
Oh, he tears.
I bet he's got big nipples now.
Burger nipples, innit? Burger nipples.
He's an all-round sportsman, isn't he? He's playing with Jimmy Murray before the final golf. Did you see that?
He's scratch golfer.
He's a
Is he?
golfer, I know.
Aye.
He's one of the guys that are good at all sports.
But he's one of the best. You say when we met him, how good a guy is he?
He is.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
You've said that about everyone though.
I know.
Tell us what you think of him after.
Aye.
But see, did you know think it was strange that they were like getting the flare wet for him and he kept shouting, "No, I want to dry." He just wanted to fuck his nipples
Nipple
off
bums.
Oh, amazing. St Johnstone deserve a win.
Aye, big time, mate. They're so
Well-oiled machine,
just
isn't
so just so organised, so hard to beat. Mate, they limited Hibs to literally nothing. And I said I fancied St Johnstone to win, but I thought Hibs would definitely pose more of a threat. But you've got to give St Johnstone credit for that. It just stifled them throughout the full game, and I think fundamentally Hibs big players didn't turn up.
Yeah.
I think that's probably. Listen, Hibs have got better players than St Johnstone, but you've got to say, like, as a team, St Johnstone they look a better team. They look far more organised. They look as if. Could see if I asked you the question, what's St Johnstone's style of play? Could you tell me?
They mix it up well, mate.
They mix it up, don't
Yeah.
they? Which is something that not a lot of teams really do. Everyone's obsessed about having a style of play.
Yeah.
They change it up quite a lot, and that's why I did think that we're going to play Glenn Middleton in the game to try and offer that bit more of a pace and directness. And when they do mix it up, they're so hard to play against. And I just
But see,
thoroughly deserved it.
See, their back. See, they don't just punt it anywhere, mate.
No.
They are direct, right? But it's a pass up to strikers' feet. Do you know what I mean? And I like that for them. It's not as if they're just getting people behind the ball to just sort of ruin the game. They had 4 or 5 good chances to hammer Hibs.
They've got players that can play as well.
It's how
Exactly,
hard. It's
aye.
how hard they work.
Thought the boy,
Yeah, that's a big part of it as well,
For me,
Kev.
it's how hard, like how hard every individual's willing to go to sacrifice to get what they need for the team. Like, you've got Rooney there doing like any young winger or whatever position he plays on that right. If
You
the
had him
opposition's,
as a striker, so did you know?
I know
Mate,
he's
he could play up front. Mate, he could play up front. It's a great shout for you.
When you're on the left wing and somebody's crossing it, you always say the right midfielder, you need to beat the back stick. That's how he got his goal, he was there. But then even times in the first half, he's coming out of defence with the ball and playing channel balls. And we've got willing runners like Keane to get on the end of him that takes him up the park. Keane and see the boy Middleton, that's probably the first time I've actually watched him. Like, he's decent, by the way. He'll only get better. Great feet, great awareness. But no, the boy Kane for me, see if he could add more goals to his game.
Yeah.
He'd maybe struggle to beat at St Johnstone. I think he could like get a wee move somewhere, but St Johnstone are just.
Well, I'll tell you this, Kev. Wotherspoon, best player in the pitch.
Wetherspoon's a lovely football player. Always has been.
He always has been. He's very good.
I
I was a
Actually,
kid
I
at
do-
Celtic when I was there.
Yep.
I shared a room with Scotland for one night.
How is he?
Born. Quite a guy. But no, that's not to do with it. He's a winner, and my God, I thought he was by far the best player on the pitch, and that's because the boy McCann was exceptional.
He's brilliant, McCann. I'm telling you,
Unbelievable. Not even 90 minutes.
The way he reads the
bombing on
game for a young,
reads the
young
game.
player.
Exceptional boy. Booth for the goal. Determination. Everybody in Scotland who get that clip of the goal, he throws himself into 2 challenges to keep it going, and that's what everybody in Scotland should watch. No to give up, and he was exceptional. But I would say Wallacepoon Simon was just out of this world. He really, really was.
What is it? Watherspoon's got kind of, because the two behind him sit so well. What the fuck just happened there? He's got like a
What was
licence
that?
to go in, but he picks up some great positions
Brilliant.
on the pitch, doesn't he?
He's
But
got
then you
good-
need players that can play the bottom, and that's
Yeah.
what I like about McCann as well.
Yeah.
Witherspoon is their sort of main creative force, but that's what I do like about McCann. I'm not saying he's got limitations, but for a young player, he knows what he's good at,
Yeah.
and he sticks to it all the time. He breaks up play well, he's full of energy, and if he gets it, he keeps it simple.
Yeah.
Witherspoon's the one that will time probe a little bit more and create chances, but I can always see St Johnstone getting better, because I can't see them. Listen, I might be wrong, but I can't see them losing 3-4 of their
Will
players
they
this
lose the
year.
manager, Andy?
Do you think they will?
I don't
To
know.
who?
Right now?
An
Cam
English team?
Davidson?
Listen, I think you'd be daft not to say that he's got looks as if he's got a big future in management, but could you see somebody going out and taking him this summer? Maybe, but
We're going to stick up your face
Who?
when I called him for third on the podcast, what was it, a couple of months ago?
Shocking, the arrogance I showed you, wasn't it?
Yeah, you totally, what was it, total disdain for us?
Aye.
Looked at us like I was scum.
The scum, piece of shit.
Where do you stand now?
Got my shoe. I think they'll get third easy. 100%. 100%. By far better, I mean, on the game, as I said earlier about the boxing, Hibs stunk Hampden out on Saturday. They were awful. And you could be right, Andy, about maybe it's more down to St Johnstone stopping them play, but you've got the guy in the stand with his suit on, who should have been on the park? Scott Allen. That's exactly the type of player you need against St Johnstone. They took the boy Newlaff, shouldn't have came off. Jackson having it left, he ain't going to go by anybody. So I think Jack Ross, as good as St Johnstone were, my God, Hibs were so disappointed.
I think
Were
Hibs
you
need-
shocked with Hibs, kid?
Aye, I think Hibs need more creativity, Si.
I agree.
I think I think when you're playing against, so see, on St Johnstone, right? They're very, very hard to break down. They're very, very hard working, like where they're no easy to play against. So to play against, to combat that kind of team, you need creativity. Take players out of positions and thread things. When you're playing Gogic and Irvine, they are very similar to the style of St Johnstone players. And it just not St Johnstone did better for me. And like you say, like Nisbet, I can't really fault Nisbet because he was starved of service. The boy Porteous at the back, I keep coming back. I've not got a personal thing against him. Just too many mistakes sometimes, Simon. Just it's maybe young. The boy Doig at left back. The cross is a great cross in terms of put it in the air, give Big Rooney a chance to go and head it. But Doig, the inexperience and the youth in him, he's got to try and stop Rooney. He's not going to beat him in the air, but he's got to try and stop him heading the ball. He's got to maybe like block him in terms of giving away a penalty, but try and make it more difficult for Rooney. Whereas Rooney just adjusted his feet up the top. Great, it's great. Let's not beat about the bush. It's a great header because the power, how high he rose. But Hibs for me, have they been a myth? Have we over?
Well, it's still a great achievement.
Well, I always think that if you take Celtic Rangers out the league, right, and say they're not in the league, and you put the teams there at the beginning of the season, you would fancy Hibs to finish top of the pile. So they've done that. So is it a poor Aberdeen side? Hearts not in the league competing. St Johnstone got going too late. Had St Johnstone got going at the beginning, they probably would have finished third. So for me, I just think maybe 3 semi-finals, 2 semi-finals and a cup final, and they've not managed to. It's been a disappointing end to the season, I think.
But I think it is a good season for Hibs.
Yeah.
I do think it's a good season, even to get a cup final as well. And it was disappointing as they were, they didn't turn up, but finishing third as well. When you remember before Jack Ross came in.
He's getting to a cup final in if he didn't win it.
But see if you were
Well,
offered
I
as a
think it
player,
is, aye. I think so.
if you were offered as a player at the start of the season, right, a Hibs player, and you were offered to win a Scottish Cup and come fourth, or finish third and lose
Win
the
the
final,
Scottish Cup and come fourth.
you take
Aye.
winning the
Take
Scottish Cup
Absolutely,
final,
Andy,
come
good
fourth,
point.
because they're still getting Europe, you still get Europe for winning Scottish Cup final, obviously, don't you? Because St Johnstone are in it now. So I think they would have took that, and I think they've had the opportunities where they had St Johnstone in a semi-final. Sorry, they had Hearts in a semi-final, who were obviously in the Championship at the time. Then they got St Johnstone, and then they've got St Johnstone again in the final. You've got to say
chance
it's
for them,
missed
yeah.
opportunities all season, really.
Yeah.
I just feel that Hibs didn't press St Johnstone high enough. I felt like St Johnstone had time to play
Do
out
you know
for the
what
back.
I couldn't understand was the big guy up front, Doige, just keep hitting balls up to him. That's what St Johnstone defenders
St
are.
Johnstone,
Eat
but
them
they love
alive.
that.
I know.
I don't understand that with Jack Ross. He's as good as a manager I think he can be. Don't know how you got it right.
I think like
But
it's
that has
difficult.
worked for them at times this year.
Oh, aye.
St Johnstone are well equipped to deal with it.
When you lose big games, you can overanalyse it and think what's going wrong, what do we need going forward, but none of Hibs players played well. None, especially
No.
the big players. The big
Yeah.
players that are going to make a difference in the game. Your Nisbets, your Doige, your Boyle, Newell, none of them played anywhere near their
No.
capability, so you're not going to win games of football if that happens.
I tell you what, you didn't see many people having a good game against Sean Rooney, do you?
No.
No.
It must feel like marking a fucking racehorse playing against him,
Can
man.
I ask you, see with the goal you spoke about, should that be the third centre half that worries about Rooney in the box? No.
St Johnstone playing with two up now.
Because what I'm thinking about, surely you can't have Doig try to.
It's a
defend.
mismatch,
Yeah.
but like Kev says, you can still. You're never going to. If you're a full back at his size and stature, you're going to be mismatched quite a lot.
Yeah.
But you've still got to try and make it as difficult as you possibly can for somebody, and just by making contact, obviously try not to give away a penalty or try and give away a foul. But see if you just get your arm and don't let him get a clean jump, a clean header, because like you said, it's a mismatch. You need to try and make it as difficult as you can for them.
Ashley Cole was a master at it, wasn't he?
Aye.
He full back, but you never ever seen Ashley Cole getting beat at the back post.
Well,
He just
what
done
happens-
enough to put people off.
When Watherspoon's got it, when he's cut in, that at that point, that's when Doig needs to then have a look and get closer to Rooney. So you don't allow Rooney to get the steps to get over you. So even if Rooney still wins the header, if Doig is really close to him, he's not getting that level of power. Whereas because he's not got close to him, Big Rooney's able to make a couple of steps, move his feet quicker, and actually go and attack the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas if you stop him attacking it, he doesn't get that level of power ahead of it.
I can't remember the goal. I was about 10 pint deep, but was Hanlon standing on his own in the box, or did
Aye.
Hanlon have someone? If Hanlon's standing on his own, then I think Hanlon can look at it and say, I'll take Rooney. But I can't remember.
But I just think before the
Good save, Paul. Good reflexes.
Great save. Spend too much time as misses. No, Simon, I think if I'm setting up that before the game, right, Rooney's scored the other final, won the other final for St Johnstone.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable, even if you're saying to the boy dog to put your body in and
Try and
stuff,
put him off,
I'm still fancying him to beat him.
Yeah.
And a lot of fullbacks might, but even if you say to Jackson Irvine, I don't know if you come back and I don't know how you coach all that, but
It's difficult for open play though, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's for a set piece, you can obviously be more organised. It's somebody bigger that is going to be Martin Shaw Rooney, but
for open play,
it's
it's
difficult.
who you bring in. But I don't know if maybe Jackson Irvine could have dropped back in.
there.
And,
But there's
and
other
Dolly
things
maybe.
you can say, like you highlighted Booth and his 2 great tackles to keep the thing alive.
brilliant.
You could go right back and say, should Paul McGinn really have just took that ball right out the stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And that cross never gets to that point. So you can overanalyse. At the end of the day, Rooney's always a threat, and I think that could have been nullified a wee bit better than what they did.
Right, will clubs be eyeing up Callum Davis in the summer? I think a few birds will be eyeing him up after seeing him with his top off.
Aye.
But a few clubs will be as well.
Aye.
I don't think in the
What do you think,
summer.
like English Championship,
I
maybe?
don't think in the summer, because there's no many jobs available now in the summer. But see the minute a decent manager. No, I'd personally take it to Sunderland.
Would
I
you,
know it's
Kev?
League One. I know it's League One, right? But the job that he could potentially do
Great
to
shout.
take that club forward, that's a project, and I think he's the kind of guy that could go down there. I tell you what, why don't I even think that just came to my head today? I'm buzzing with that. He's right up there where I think like he could get the best out of a good bunch. And
It's like a young Terry Venables, isn't it?
Mate, he could go to Sunderland, take some of these St Johnstone players. I'd take Rooney,
Yeah.
I'd take McCann, and say to them, guys, look, this is the opportunity we've got here. We could win the Championship England next year with one season away from maybe being in the Premiership again, because Sunderland's now got a chairman that's got money. They're going to spend money, but you can't go and spend money just for the sake because you've got it. You've got to, and I think Callum Davies' experience at English football, I think, and what he's achieved with St Johnstone, I think that's the type of fit. But League One, maybe didn't want to drop down to
That's
there.
a Sunderland Echo headline tomorrow, isn't it?
Aye.
Kevin
Aye.
Kyle says Callum Davidson should get to St Johnstone.
Definitely,
The Sunderland
I
job.
think it's a no-brainer.
Would you leave St Johnstone to go to Sunderland?
No, that's
no
my
chance.
point.
Would you know that?
Stay with
I
Scotland.
think you would, mate.
Stay with Scotland. Do
The
not
money you
be-
get offered at Sunderland.
Aye.
And Sunderland's a massive
I don't
club.
think it's a
England.
financial thing for Callum Davies because I
He's
think
loaded
that
it. He was.
tight.
I actually was showing us his wallet when
Oh,
we were
was it? Was it
interviewing him.
fat?
He's loaded
Throwing
it.
money
Aye,
Fat
heavy.
wallet.
But I just think that it's no the League One, and you say no League One, Scottish Premier League, and it's maybe we've got European football. It's the prospects of what could
come,
happen.
yeah.
That's how I see it.
But if they kept saying it in the commentary the other day about if you're Callum Davison, well, what else there is to do at St Johnstone now?
That is a true point, isn't it? We finished third next year, but
But
you've won 2 cups a year before, so you need to try and better that. Do you know what I mean?
won the league.
Win the league. No, look, obviously go again next year, continue and try and improve and try and get St Johnstone as far up as league as possible. But if a bigger job and a big club comes ahead, he's going to go, isn't he? It's just the nature of the beast if you're at a club like St Johnstone. But all credit to them, and I think you need to give a lot of credit to the players as well, because see the style of play they play and how much they thrive on no trying to concede goals. As
It's
players, you
brilliant.
need to try and buy
Love
into
that,
that. You need to try and buy into that. So
know.
say for example, and to be honest, I think he actually said to you two, didn't he? That's not the way he intended to play when they came to St Johnstone,
Yeah.
but
No, I didn't say that, did I?
he sort of based it off his players. See if he went to St Sunderland and tried to play the same way, have they got the players
Aye.
that can put their ego aside and all band together to see that this is a way to success? So St Johnstone players deserve a lot of credit for it as well. But
what I like
I
about him, Andy, for that is what he said when he first came into St Johnstone. He said if players aren't willing to buy it, then you just get rid of them.
Aye,
So he's got
exactly,
that
aye.
ruthless side to him as well.
which, to be
you
honest,
obviously need to have.
it's probably a fault in quite a lot of managers.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get to a sort of similar situation that's down the line in a few questions. But I've seen it at clubs before. I have seen it at clubs before, and see when you've got toxic personalities in a dressing room that it just feeds into everybody else. It's just a poison that just drains through it. Especially to young players. See if you're an experienced player,
He's one.
it just feeds off into younger players, their
Who were the ones at
mentality, the way they
Rangers?
work hard and training.
I can see his mindset now.
No,
you're right,
absolutely
I
Penna,
It's- it's a great
Sadiq
point.
and Penna.
Aye.
Aye.
Penna was pissing everywhere. Were they pissing
Mate,
the
it's a fantastic point you've said there, about that poisonous characters in it, innit, mate? You can't have it, and Callum Davis certainly didn't go and shipped out as quickly as possible.
But there's rumours that Callum Davidson's wanting the St Johnstone dressing room stones put down for when he slides next
Slides
season.
next
Aye.
time. Aye.
Just wants
That's why he's
his
walking
body
fat.
cut to
That's why his wallet's so fat, full of nipple tassels. Fat wallet, flat tassels in there.
Oh, brilliant. So, I'm going to put you on the spot, yes. Will Callum Davidson be at St Johnstone next year, yes or no, Kevin Kyle?
Yes.
Paul Slade?
Yes.
Yeah, to start the season, yeah.
I'll say no.
Oh!
Where's it gone?
England. Sunderland.
The national?
England national team,
Some
Southgate will get sacked in the summer, won't he?
That could start something, that shout to me today.
What was he? He played he's a bit of a Blackburn legend, didn't he?
Blackburn,
How did
Leicester.
Blackburn. He'll not get the Leicester job, but maybe you have a Blackburn.
Get a Blackburn, aye.
Came up, Mogger. Doing that at the side of the pitch every time somebody misses a chance. Aye. Right, stop that.
Got to stop that, Morgan.
Every time somebody misses a chance, I would just look at Moggy and go, ah. Brilliant. Right, Premiership playoff. Watch the first leg. Kelly, dearie me. Dundee by far the better team.
By far.
Dundee maybe feel like they should have went in with a stronger lead.
Yeah, I hate to say it, I think it's a massive missed opportunity for Dundee because I still think Kelly are favourites. Kelly cannot play anywhere near as bad as they played. Not even
Kelly?
close.
I don't getting close to people.
I tell you what, you said that
Stunk to joint.
I'm stunk to joint it. Kelly were shocking, man.
See, they
Dundee could have won by 4 or 5, easy.
How bad were
Easy.
the two centre halves?
The full team.
I thought the full team I thought.
For the viewers, we're actually filming this the morning of the game, aren't we?
So this is Monday we're filming it.
Aye. So we don't know what's happened, obviously. Didn't we know?
But this
fancy
usually
Kelly,
goes
to
out
be
Tuesday at 5. Oh, so yeah, you're right.
Aye, so the
Good point,
game's the night, innit?
Right, okay.
So people might have thought, what are they talking about?
So what do you, how do you see the second leg going, Kev?
Well, I think Hibs
wait,
need
in
to-
fact, being an ex-Kelly player, what was your thoughts on the
I
first
thought
half?
Kelly were honking. I thought, like, let's not beat about the bush. Kilmarnock are absolutely stinking. Turning up with that level of performance again, they deserve to go down. But saying that, and I've not watched a lot of Kilmarnock, the words that people have told me, apparently that's how they've been all season.
Yeah.
But Lafferty's come in and kind of galvanise them a wee bit. So they're needing a huge performance. They're needing a spark for somewhere. I said that in a tweet, and they got the break of the goal, and the goal they got was very fortunate because it was a great tackle by the boy Cammy Kerr, was it?
Yeah, and he just the block.
And it just the block, but they're going to hate to turn up tonight, and see if they don't turn up, then Dundee. I think Kilmarnock potentially, if they turn up, they'll win the game. But I still think Dundee will score.
Is that true that the Jet was so angry he was splashing in the bath and wee Billy was splashing in the sink watching the game?
Mate, you might see the time that wee Billy and Jim did the slide in the dressing
Did they
room.
do that?
Aye.
No, they never.
Billy was standing there with the legs open and says, "Come on, Jet."
By the way, the greatest achievement ever in football is Kyle Lafferty scoring 12 goals with
that
that
team.
team. But how has he managed to score that amount of goals?
Made a
Nah,
massive
but-
difference to them.
Mate,
Mind the
honestly.
time I scored 9 for them and kept them up, so he's
Brilliant,
got to keep
Kevin.
them up.
Love
But
that.
Dundee played very well, I thought.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I
really
was heartbroken because the goal didn't deserve it. It was an unbelievable block for Cammy Kerr, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The two of them slid there and it got so lucky because that left back had an absolute howler all night. Me and Paul McMillan honestly had him tied in knots, that left
Yeah.
back.
Canadian band dance, wasn't it? Had
Oh,
them down the hill.
shut it.
Dundee just played with more energy.
Yeah.
Just more energy, more
The thing is,
intensity.
Andy, like, we all talked about Dundee the week before about how dangerous Charlie Adams is going to be.
Kev, I'm just going to say, see if you're a manager against Channel M, say anytime he gets the ball in your half, get to the ball.
I know.
You can't
but
stand 2 or 3
they're
yards
just-
off.
They're
because you'll
still
find that
allowing him to
pass.
do what he did.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Obviously, he's made a good run to get his goal, but he's had a part in the first goal.
Even then, Kev, where's
I know.
your midfield players tracking him? That's the one guy you didn't want the bottom foot on the edge of the box.
Is this the Kilmarnock team? Are they going through the motions of they think they're better than that and they deserve to stay up because they've been there that long? Is this the year that eventually Kilmarnock do get seen off doing the Championship? I don't know.
If you're
I
a
still fancy them, Kev. I can't see them playing anywhere
No, I don't
near
think they can play as bad as that, you're right.
And the fact that Kelly must have felt that they won the lottery playing that bad and coming away with 2-1. They must have, because it could have easily been 4 or 5 now.
But
I
still
could probably
think-
lift him, thinking
Aye,
he can't
big
play
time,
that bad
aye.
again.
I still think the two boys at the back for Dundee, Fontaine and
Brilliant.
the big tall boy.
Big Ashcroft,
Ashcroft.
the best header of the ball in the
I
world.
think they dealt with Kyle Lafferty very, very well, and I think they potentially could do that again. And where Kilmarnock will struggle is the fact that if they can't get Kyle Lafferty getting opportunities, where did other opportunities come from? They're needing somebody else to step up. So it'll be a good game.
If you're a
tonight.
manager, though, what chance have you got if you're Tommy Wright? You'd have just went into that changing room and said, "Do you know what, we're not playing the second leg."
Just give him it.
Aye, because that is embarrassing. It really is, wasn't it?
By the way, big shout out to Paul McGowan. He's still continuing
Aye.
with that Barnet on live
One of the
TV.
worst I've seen.
What a guy.
One of the
Doesn't
worst.
give a fuck.
Brilliant.
What a boy. What about Malumbo disappearing after the Aki's game, no coming back for the playoffs with no explanation given to Kelly? Does that probably sum up what's went wrong at Kilmarnock this year?
Aye, and it's hard to comment without
we
really
don't know.
knowing what the reason is or why he's left.
We've got
or
an
whatnot,
idea.
but-
Where did he go?
But I think the fact that Tommy Wright,
Don't know.
Where'd they go?
You want to say something funny here, innit? We're
I've been
jinxing
on,
it.
I've
I think
tried
he
to
sat
think for
down there in
ages,
the
I couldn't
corner
think.
at SWG3 looking.
He's coming to shows, innit? He's getting ready for the shows, isn't he?
3-week bender.
I think the fact that Tommy Wrights came out and said as well that the rest of the players seem galvanised, happy by it, sort of suggests that he's been a bad egg and which is what we were talking about.
Is that your point earlier when you were saying we're coming to talk? I liked how you done that.
Right,
So talk about it now then.
So he's a fud, absolute fud.
But for a manager to come out and say that is slaughtering him without slaughtering him, innit?
Yeah. I've heard good things about that guy, you know.
Who, Malimba?
He was at Celtic, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I heard good things about him. He was a good guy.
Who?
Celtic boys, isn't it?
What ones?
Few of them.
Danny McGrain? Danny liked him, didn't
He liked him with the chicken. No, listen, I don't know, but it's no, that doesn't go well for you, that. If your manager's coming out and saying that about you, no, get him out of the club, Simon, I would say.
Yeah. Have you ever had a toxic personality in your team?
Simon, you put me on
Usually
the spot
yourself,
there. It's usually me, I'm the whisperer. No, I just think, obviously there's, what it seems to me like is that a lot of players nowadays sign contracts that run to the end of the last game of the season. And it looks like probably his contract ran out at the last game of the season, decided not to play. They probably tried to ask him, like, we need you to be involved, and he's just down tools and said, no, I'm not risking another game when I potentially could be getting a move. So there's obviously two sides to it, but Kilmarnock are in a position where they need everybody fighting for the club, and he's obviously chosen not to, so get him out.
Did you say Steve Davis was that when he first came to Rangers? Got to stop in it.
Ultimate professional, mate.
Got to stop.
But you ever played with a toxic personality in the dressing room?
I wouldn't say he was toxic, but I mentioned Nicky Bailey last week, didn't I?
Middlesbrough,
he was just like, as players, man, you should just be walking on eggshells because you just lose it so quickly. And see, if he lost it, he would go for anyone to the point where he's just calling the manager for everything. He'd be like, calling the manager like a fucking wank, not right? And you'd be like,
brilliant.
You can't do that, man. And as players, you're just sitting thinking, oh my God. But that's what you're saying about like Callum Davidson, the type of manager, players are like that.
Just get rid of
See
him.
later.
Would you do that if you come into a new club?
100%.
It's the first thing you need to do, aye. See, do you know, we've seen it every single fit up where you've always got the one or two players. I've done it myself hundreds of times where he's gone in training, you just pick up a ball and you volley it 60, 100 yards away. See if you do that with Gerrard, he'd be like, go and get that ball.
Did he?
And so straight away you're like, you can't do it, you know what I mean? Because nobody's ever going to answer you back, going to answer them back, and you feel like a fanny trying 100 yards to go get the ball.
I'm at the stage now, not even a toxic personality. See if somebody turns up and they didn't train properly.
Yeah.
They'll not be there long. You can't hear that now in football. You can't hear one or two.
You can't hear what?
Up, no, hey people.
Hey?
David.
No, I've seen people not turn up and not training properly. So I just.
No, you're right, mate.
No, be there, eh?
It's a poison.
It ruins the session. It ruins the session because. No, we had a couple. One at Coventry. I wouldn't say he was a bad egg because he was a hard trainer and stuff, but it was some of the things he maybe said. Me, Michael Doyle, this guy would.
Have you Mickey Doyle here?
He would rile other players.
I hate players that get personal with other players.
That's what I would be getting.
So you were going to give us an example.
I was going to give you an example. Our captain at the time, Robert Page, who is the Wales manager now.
Yeah. Big baldy boy.
Baldy head, hard as fuck. Phil Mitchell's. He's one of the triples. Phil, Grant, and then Pagey. And he said to Pagey one day in training, and you're the captain, you better check your own performances out. And that was it. Pagey just, Finch and knuckles, bang, Mikey Doll, 3 teeth, didn't know whether it was New York or New Year. Gone, 3 teeth gone. Boys were skipping through hoops at training.
Have you got a problem with that though, if somebody does question the captain, if the captain's no performing? Have you got a problem with it? Would you have a problem with that?
Depends how it's done.
How it's done, if it's disrespectful.
Depends how it's done.
That's how I felt at Kilmarnock. When I was a captain, I don't think I was performing well enough to begin grief to other players. So I asked, could I leave the captain to somebody else? And then when they took it off me, I was still shite.
Big Gordon Gray was a great captain. Man.
Was he? Aye.
Good looking.
Is that the best captain you've had?
Gorgeous Gordon.
Big gorgeous Gordon. I played against him.
Swindon.
What about
3 guys when you're in training, 3 guys banjoed them.
Brilliant.
Did he? Aye.
See, if you weren't identity, he'd be on you. Wouldn't matter if you were his pal off the pitch. See, if you weren't on it, he'd be on you.
That's what I like about somebody who walks the walk after talking the talk. It's the ones that can do all this but do nothing about it. And then...
Wow. Oh, by the way, well done on your Swansea team getting to the final.
A dirty bastard, he's terrible, him. So that's a shocker for you. Fucking shocker.
You seen the Swansea manager?
No.
I seen him the other night, mate.
What, spitting him, Jim?
No, he's not.
Oh my God, mate.
He's not.
2 minutes.
Yeah, see,
Keep talking amongst yourselves.
See the threes, who is your best captain you've been with?
Gordy would be up there for me.
Lee Wallace probably for me.
Is he, mate? Aye.
Brilliant, aye.
I would say Lee Wallace as well.
Was he?
Aye.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking terrible.
No, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Doesn't look at me.
Nah, he
Why is his
didn't,
Barnett still loading in?
By the way, what a picture I got sent. I can't believe I've not even brought this up. So now we were talking about holidays the other day. Do you know what I'm going to show here? I'll show the boys it first.
No. It's not the Sunday goggles again, is it?
Oh, is it that?
Have you seen that?
I've not even fucking seen it off your phone. Oh, aye. Is that Kyle Hutton's thing? Is that Kyle Hutton's thing?
Somebody, Jamie, Snoddy's mate, Jamie sent us
Jamie,
it.
oh, what a guy he is, man.
So-
that was some trip.
What's the script?
Where was that, Andy?
So I think that was like...
Cock on your face.
So that we were like...
A bit real.
What's that called? What's that called?
Whose cock was it?
It was Ibiza. I think we were out for about a couple of days or something like that, and the boys went back home. And I don't know why, I was just still out. It was about 7, 8 in the morning or something like that, and there used to be a thing that used to be in Ibiza. It wasn't candy pants, but it was something like that, where everyone like used to get painted, like spray painted and glittered and all that. So I've just walked into it myself. I was in my cell, and they were doing like a fucking body painting thing. Like, oh, what do you want? I was like, just draw a cotton balls in my face. Like, I was like, just draw a cotton balls in my face. So they drew a cotton balls in my face, and I just fucked them at Ibiza for 3 days, and it's cotton balls in my face. Tell you what a top point.
Mate, it's a belter, a belter.
Unbelievable, Unbelievable. But that was like, so Snods and Jamie and Hutch, Carl and all that, they've all obviously had a fucking good night's sleep. They've all got brekkie in them, that. And they've walked in like, no where I am, and they've walked up, and I'm still at the bar with a cotton ball. Like, what have you been doing?
Oh, mate, see when we were talking about like nights out and that, I remember we had this like Newcastle guy, played with Celtic youth team. He stayed with my mate Dino. And we used to go to the Mega Bar. Do you go to the Mega Bar?
Aye, Motherwell.
Mate, it was rough as fuck, but it was brilliant, right? But see, the Mega Bar, you could wear a certain thing downstairs. I think it was hoods, but you couldn't wear it upstairs. So this is this guy's first night in the Mega Bar, right? He's up for Newcastle. He's got a pair of jeans on, like a pair of boots, and a leather jacket with a hood. So we'd not thought any of it. Going to the Mega Bar downstairs. He's buzzing, fucking birds everywhere, enjoying himself, a few beers. You get to go up to, you need to go past the bouncers again to get upstairs. And the bouncer goes to add to him, nah mate, no hoods upstairs, you're going to need to take your jacket off. Mate, the colour's drained out his face. And we were like, what's up? And he's like, fuck's sake, I've only got a vest on underneath this. I was going,
They never took it off.
half, mate, walking about the top floor of the Mega Bar, white vest, jeans and bits. Mate, I couldn't have moved the full night just looking at him. Amazing. Where are we at? Oh, this is also good for Tommy Wright. Brilliant. Do you want to read it? Try and do it in Tommy Wright's voice, go.
I've not got the Tommy Wrights in.
Aye,
You have.
come on, Paul.
He looks like Tommy Wright. And you
Big Mrs. Downfire.
like, go, Kev, read that. You're Tommy Wright,
What, read it in
Freddie.
Irish?
In an Irish voice, Kev.
Putting a few blue and white hearts on your Twitter account and saying you love the club, that's all for show. Do plenty players play up to fans like that on social media?
Mate, that's
not
fucking
bad, that is
unbelievable.
fucking well done. Kev, man,
Kevin Kyle.
It's because I'm from Stranraer, isn't it?
That was
Oh,
brilliant.
just across the water, isn't it?
Just across
I'll
the
tell you the
So
name.
who's been doing that?
I hate people that do that.
I read that and didn't
hate
even
it,
understand
Andy,
it.
honestly, mate. Do you?
the sad fact is, but it works, mate. That actually works.
Fans
I
do
know.
it
The
like
day
them better
fans
than
love the
that.
type of
I'm
people
guilty of that.
fucking
I'm
love-
guilty. Saturday I put up a red and white thing on my Twitter for Sunderland.
Aye, fans will write back,
I think
aye,
that's
you
alright
get
if
it.
you're
and
an
all that.
ex-player. An ex-player's fine putting a tweet up or something, but see these players that have a nightmare on the pitch, like, come on, I let you all down, putting a wee love for it. Oh, shut up.
That's why I love James Forrest.
Yeah.
Never plays up to the fans, never kisses badges, never does this.
Aye.
Just
Does
goes out,
does what he does on the
relies on,
pitch.
he knows that his performance is good enough that he'll stay.
100%.
He doesn't need to do
Best
stuff
in the
like that. But that's probably why he gets knocked a wee bit more for Celtic fans, because he doesn't play
Doesn't
up
he
to...
interact with him and all that crap?
See, when you obviously are still playing, right? Do you feel that when you get in after, say, a good result or a bad result, that you feel you need to go straight to social media to explain yourself? Or I don't get that.
You know yourself, you've been bad at it, you don't need to start trying to play up to the fans or his love hearts or that one. Like, yeah.
My thing is, like, I don't know, the fans actually think that players are only going onto the pitch to try and win and
Well,
try
I
and
know.
play well and try and work hard. So it's like, listen, there's the odd case where you can say, well, he's not giving a fuck, he's not trying, but the
Aye,
majority
aye.
of players are going onto the pitch to try and win,
I
and
know.
try and do their best for a football club. So does a player feel the need to come and try and justify a performance by apologising and saying, fucking, I love the club, we go again Tuesday night.
Like when you become a footballer and you're playing in front of a crowd, you know what was expected of you. You play shit, you get abuse. So there's no point you ever go out trying to play bad. Sometimes it does. There's obviously win bonuses and things, appeals money and stuff, being in a team, being popular. Fans sometimes think that you just turn up and you've played crap because you wanted to.
You don't care.
Nobody ever does
No.
that.
You get the ones as well that if you win a game, they stay out on the pitch for fucking ages. Clapping the fan.
Oh.
Get in. See, when you get beat, you can't get down the tunnel quick enough.
Honestly,
Nacho
embarrassing.
Nacho Novo.
Nacho Novo was the king of that for Rangers.
Was he?
Man.
Aye.
You should do 3 laps on the pitch after every game.
Still doing it.
Right, Bournemouth are knocked out playoff Saturday. Paul, I know you're big into this. No excuses now for Celtic to go and get Eddie Howe.
Well, that's it. Should be this
I think
week.
it's going to be this week, isn't
It's
it?
going to be this week. I've heard really
How
good.
do you like
I get eggs in the morning. I like my. But I think it's this week.
Well, what?
What?
Well, what?
That's. No, I listen. I've heard from big sources.
Who are these sources, please?
Tom
Tom Boyd, done it? Tom Boyd.
Tommy Boyd. Aye. And
Danny
basketball.
McGrane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Danny McGrane.
Danny McGrane as well.
We've talked about it.
Yeah, let me
Dream
ask you a question, right? Eddie Howe doesn't happen. Would you take Callum Davison?
I would certainly interview him.
Nah.
I would certainly interview him, and I think you would have a feel what he's saying and stuff. Once he's in management, you wouldn't think that's enough for it.
It's not going to appease Celtic fans, is it? Celtic,
I
don't think
genuinely
Celtic
think
fans will
the
be
next
happy.
Celtic manager's got the biggest job
Oh, he's
in
got
a
massive
long,
job.
long time, and I think it might be another manager after this next one who can start bringing.
Oh, so you didn't think Eddie Howe would be successful?
I don't know. I'm no. I don't like how this Eddie Howe situation's played out.
Why?
If you want to come to Celtic,
But that's what I like about him.
Do
He's
you?
not just taking a job on, I'll take it.
But you look
He wants
at-
to make sure everything's right, done proper before. I think that's how his team's
But surely
play. I
you
think that's
can,
how he'll work day to day.
No, but we criticised. Me personally, I criticised Lennon because he didn't bring his own staff in. So now when Eddie Howe maybe waits a bit, then it's the right decision.
He's meticulous.
Ridiculous, but
It's a good word, isn't it?
this is how we spoke about this a while.
Spell it.
Si. We spoke about
Probably
this
good, actually.
about it is a rebuilding job, right? But at Celtic, you need to win. But is the manager going to get the time he needs? Can Celtic go out for a season thinking, okay, let's get this season by, get the manager's thought, the way he plays, these right players in? Can Celtic do that? Do you know what I mean?
I think you've got to, Paul. It's the way they are just now. You need to give a guy time,
Yeah.
especially a guy like Eddie Howe.
The way he plays.
Four
and stuff.
times.
Celtic don't lack. There's a rebuild job happening. What they don't lack in is they don't lack in quality. They've got quality. What they're needing is to change the mindsets of being winners again. I think that's going to be a big issue, and I think that starts from pre-season, getting games under your belt, and getting people believing themselves again. Because I think that's just wavered a wee bit recently, and I think that'll be the biggest part of the job. Because whatever Celtic bring in terms of players-wise or what they've got already there, they're there for a reason in the first place. They're quality footballers. They didn't just become poor overnight. It's just more of a mindset thing. So for me, that'll be one of the biggest things for Eddie Howe, is to get the players believing themselves again and believing that they're capable of winning the trophies again. It's going to be interesting, and they've got to start fast because Rangers did that last year and they've ended up running away with it.
Andrew, anything?
Not really, no.
Super.
No. Generally
Great,
though, like, I agree with you. He's obviously sat back and he wants to make sure everything's in place, and when he goes in there, everything's in place for him to do the job right and try to be successful. But I don't think there's any excuses now why it shouldn't get done as soon as possible.
Now
I
that
think
Bournemouth are
now that
yeah.
Bournemouth are done. If I'm Celtic, I'm throwing the kitchen sink saying, listen, everything that you want is get put
Kitchen
in
sink
place
with Billy
now.
Brown in it?
With Billy Brown in it. That's a wee
Look forward
2
to
for 1 there. So that everything's in place to get it done, but at the same time I'm giving Eddie Howe an ultimatum and saying, listen, this needs to get done, because I think it's imperative for Celtic to get a manager in before the Euros. It has to be.
Is Celtic? I heard Celtic's playing 26 days. Champions League qualifier. Is that right?
Possibly,
No?
aye.
26 days?
Is that right?
Possibly,
No?
aye.
Oh, wow.
Nah, no chance.
No, the Euros is on it.
You drunk again?
Who's these sources that are telling you this stuff?
Tom Boyd.
Right, Champions League podcast talking about a Champions League game. Like that.
Aye,
Yep.
why not? Hey, you're right, Simon.
Man City v Chelsea. How much are you looking forward to it?
I'm looking forward to it. I still think it's funny. You think Chelsea will win, to be honest.
I
think
believe
I
he's
think
all
Man
said
City
that.
will.
And
Aye, I've
But he's a
changed
bit, he's a bit carried away. He's after
Aye,
a couple
he's all
of
got
Tuchel
couple of
training.
games.
On the Tuchel
Chelsea,
training,
Chelsea beating City, but
Man City will do them.
Man City, aye, you've got to
Aguero's
fancy
going
Man
to score the
City.
win, isn't he?
I don't think he'll play.
Why didn't you bring him on?
He'll bring him on if they're
If
winning
they're winning
comfortably.
2-3-0 or something, aye. Or maybe aye, if they need a goal, 1-0.
Yeah.
So aye, definitely bringing them on. But nah, I fancy City. City have got too much. They're the better team. Chelsea for me.
TT's a fraud.
Who? Tuchel? He's kind of switch it every week.
No, but they've improved under him 100%. I just think he needs a transfer window for me. He needs better players. He needs me. Werner, man, I feel as if I'm getting on him every week, but I just don't think he even looks like scoring.
No, he's not scoring. He's always offside, man.
Oh, horrible.
I can't watch him anymore and think, there's no way you scored 30 odd goals for the last 5 years in Bundesliga. It's just, I don't see it at all. And I think one thing I'll say about Tuchel is he has improved the players that were there. I think when Ziyech just played since he's came in, he's looked better. Pulisic for Lampard's looked better. Havertz especially has looked a lot better. But he needs players, man. Their squad's nowhere near Man City's.
Guardiola wins it. Is he the best of all time?
Yes.
All time?
Yes. I think he is the best manager of all time.
Would you think
For what he's done with football, I think
But
so.
would you say that Sir Alex, when he's went to...
Everyone now copies Pep Guardiola. Every manager.
Pep Guardiola copied Johan Cruyff.
But he wasn't as successful as Guardiola doing it.
I know, but I think all managers copy each other.
No, but I do think there's...
But he's changed football, Guardiola.
His Barcelona team changed
Mate,
the
you now
game.
see teams in League 2 trying to play like Pep Guardiola.
But do you not think, though, what Fergie done at Aberdeen? I mean, unbelievable.
For me, it's still Ferguson.
And then I think he took care of Man United and they hadn't won it for so long.
Yeah.
And he's built that. But certainly they be Pep.
He's went to 3 different countries and done it. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
But 3 different countries where there's the top teams in each country.
But I do agree that there's so many big.
But Barca have not been exactly the same team since he left.
No.
I know, but then...
How many managers have they had? There's no worked.
Well, exactly. Barca have had about 7 managers since Guardiola. Never been as good as what were under him.
Nah.
They were successful for the next 3-4 years, but then as soon as like Iniesta and Xavi, that was it. Fucked.
Would you say that then? Would you go Pep?
I'm going Pep best ever.
It could end up being, but right now I would still say Sir Alex. I would generally listen.
genius.
Pep's never going to date. See if you're the best manager in the world, you're going to take the best jobs. But I would like to see him take
Hamilton.
no like an AC Milan or something like an AC Milan.
AC Milan.
So a team that's not been successful for years, but still a big club. Go and see what you can do.
Okay, who you saying? Ferguson?
I still like Fergie. I think
Oh,
what he did at Aberdeen originally, and then to go to Man United and be on the verge of losing his job, to then turn that around and then have a team that he had. He got to a point where he was just adding an individual each year to make the team better. It wasn't. He never needed to buy 2-3 players, and then obviously he was that great a manager. He saw what was coming and got out before the ship sunk.
What was the jet style? Doggy.
I just got too much respect for Sir Alex. Guardiola, I think money's helped. I think finance in terms of how you can buy players and you go to these big clubs and stuff. Fergie had to build that team up back in the 80s and the 90s. Sorry, I just still think.
Let's not also forget when Guardiola first took over Barcelona with that same group of players that were terrible.
They won terrible.
Well, they weren't even near winning the league.
Fourth.
They won terrible.
For a Barcelona team, they were terrible.
But also, you're saying, what has Man U done since Sir Alex left?
Left, No, I'm not saying that Alex Ferguson's between him and Guardiola.
Aye, but see for me with Sir Alex as well, right? And this isn't any disrespect to these players because they were obviously top players, but some of the players that he took to fucking Premier League titles, mate, winning Champions League.
The Neville's, mate.
I wouldn't have Neville's worse than
Raphael.
Aye. John O'Shea.
Like,
Kyle loves him.
Man City are making 9 changes for a game. They're bringing in 200 million worth of
That's
players.
the thing. Like,
Changes.
you're taking a 50 million right back after bringing on another 50 million
Exactly.
right back. That's
Ferran Torres costs 50 million.
I agree with you, but I just think that generally is the way football is now.
Yeah.
All these big clubs do spend money. Listen, I'm bang on with you as well, but it's a tough one, isn't it?
The other thing with Guardiola is it's my argument of saying about money. It's all right buying the best players, but money will show up. If you go to Chelsea, when they bought Havertz and Werner, they were top players and big money, but they've not done it. So even though you buy them, you still have to get them playing at that level, and he's able to do that. So there's an argument with both.
Aye,
Debate.
Talking to great managers, did you watch the interview with Rob Nielsen?
Unbelievable.
What a guy.
What a guy.
He is a good guy.
Isn't he?
Whatever Hearts fans think, whatever. He was asked a one job, he's done it.
You're
He'll get
bang
judged
on.
next year, but he's in terms of a human being, he's a great guy.
Yeah. What about Steve Clark leaving at Considine? It's a kick in the face to him going it.
Do you think he's buzzing though? He can go in a boogie bus now.
I think that's what he said. He phoned him up, didn't he?
Big Andy will be doing here.
Constantine told Clark didn't want to go.
Andy
No,
doing
I
here dressed up. The original video, dressed up in the gear.
Oh, I would like that.
Aye.
I'd like a bit of that.
You'd like that staying there?
Oh, been right about.
What was I going to say there? Something about Robbie Nielsen. Supposedly, I've heard a rumour, I don't know if this is true, that he doesn't watch telly and he plays the saxophone.
Aye.
And Craig
Wee
Levine
Doug's.
used to play the violin.
Yeah, with Doug's.
Is that true?
How the fuck do I know?
Do you want to speak to him that about?
What if he plays the saxophone? I know.
Ask him for us.
I will ask.
There was an ex-player at Tot, was it?
He loves him.
He loves Andy, didn't he?
said
You
he
could
does-
tell.
you're
What
the-
about your mate try to do you in a couple of times? I thought that was a bit out of order.
Aye.
Testing the water, what to see what he's all about. And he said, Andy's the type of player that I don't even need to tell to come in and work hard. But I can't remember on one saying about your ability being good, but
And he said off cat, he said longest in the shower.
aye, he said that, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
Longest. Didn't he have that? You doing is that?
Why have you kept
decent,
that
isn't it?
secret? Why have you kept that quiet?
Don't know. It's like not to shout about, is there?
Like that, I like the modesty. Right, who do you think will win? You're saying City.
City.
Say
City!
Say City, like.
City.
Right.
I hope Ryan Kidd gets sacked before the final. City!
City, Kev.
I think Chelsea.
Oh.
Do you know what though?
I
I'm
just
glad that you
weirdly-
stuck with your guns.
I'm gonna
because
go
he
Chelsea.
said
No,
Chelsea.
I'm-
He said
I'm gonna
Chelsea.
go Chelsea.
I still
I'm gonna
think
go
Chelsea
Chelsea.
might defend like forever and
Like rabid dogs.
catch them with a set piece or something.
Right, okay. Again, big thanks. This week's sponsor, Pretty Green. Check out prettygreen.com for the latest menswear, clothing and more. Use code OPENGOAL for free next day delivery. Full details and link in the description box below. And
Full
also,
flames.
get on to the
your
remaining
tickets.
games. Tickets for the SWG.
mate! Blood! Hey, Lila!
Right, anyway.